is going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans everywhere? Welcome. It is, of course, the one and the only Big Trail Network. I'm its host and creator, Tyzilla83. I hope you're doing well, wherever you are. It's Monday, I know, but there was some good news today. The Razorback football team, well, they got a commitment for the 2019 recruiting class. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Texas A&M game, just some thoughts from that. And so it's just a good old-fashioned Reaction Monday video with just all sorts of stuff to unpack. But before we do, if you guys would at the end of the video, like, comment, share the content that you've just watched. And, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap that awesome subscribe button down below. And don't forget that notification bell so you are notified as soon as the next Big Trail Network video goes live. So, without further ado, let's start to unpack this Reaction Monday video, shall we? The Arkansas Razorbacks add yet another big-time receiver to this 2019 recruiting class, adding Mr. Trey Knox, four-star wide receiver out of Tennessee, 6'5", 218 pounds. He chose Arkansas over Florida, Clemson, just to name a couple. Tennessee, obviously, in the mix. But the Razorbacks looking pretty good at that wide receiver position. Really, this entire class looks really solid. On Rivals, they're 14th. On 24/7, I believe they're 20th. Not too shabby. Something he has in common with his fellow wide receivers in this class. Again, he's number 4 out of the bunch. He's the 4th wide receiver in this class. They're all really tall, though. They all share that in common. Knox is 6'5", Burks 6'3", Shamar Nash 6'3", and TQ Jackson somewhere between about 6'2.5" to 6'4", really tall wideouts. But I get asked this too quite a bit. Where's the offensive lineman? Well, they have 3 committed. We for some reason people forget that. But Joseph Stone, Brady Latham, and Bo Leamer, and it's even rumored that 1 or maybe 2 of these defensive linemen in this class could also convert to the offensive line position as well, similar to what they did with Austin Capps during the fall camp. So you could probably see those guys come in as defensive linemen and then wind up on the offensive line. But again, Trey Knox, big-time addition to this receiving class, to the recruiting class. 6'5", 218, 4-star, big get for the Hogs, and they look like they should be able to sign. The number continues to kind of fluctuate as the year goes on, but it's looking like somewhere between 22 and about 24. We'll have to wait and see. But again, it's already, assuming these guys sign, pretty impressive class, to say the least. Let's move on to this Arkansas-Texas A&M game. A&M, who was favored by 3 touchdowns, they wind up winning 24-17, so only losing by 7 is a moral victory, okay? I know that's not what people want to hear, but this is a season full of moral victories. It is what it is. I mean, well, I'll tell you whether or not I think Arkansas can win another game based on what I saw against Texas A&M. But first, let's talk about what these guys did on the field. Tight story. 14-26 for 193 yards with a touchdown and an interception. Rakeem Boyd, the offensive line did him no favors. Texas A&M continued to kind of stack the box. They knew what was coming. They knew that Arkansas was going to try one way or another to get Rakeem or the run game going, and they did a good job of stacking the box and really slowing down Arkansas's run game. But he would have 10 carries for 47 yards. C.J. O'Grady would lead in receptions and receiving yards with 3 catches with 77 yards. No touchdowns, though, for him, although the freshman Woods would wind up with a couple of catches and a touchdown. Kellen Mond on offense for Texas A&M, 17-26, 201 yards, no touchdowns with 2 picks. His arm did not do any damage. I was actually pretty impressed with how Arkansas's defense handled him. I thought they did a great job. Williams on the ground, however, would rip up Arkansas, 29 carries for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns. Buckley would be their leading receiver with 5 catches, 72 total yards. Let's talk about their overall stats for the game. On third down, Arkansas was, you kind of expected this. A&M's a really good third down defense. Arkansas struggling on offense. But third down, they were 3 of 12. Arkansas had a total of 248 yards on offense. They had 193, like we said, 193 through the air, but they only had 55 yards on 26 attempts on the ground. They've got to get that worked out. Penalties, they had 6 for 61 with, like we said, 1 complete turnover. Texas A&M didn't do any better on offense on third down. They were 2 of 10. They were, however, 1 for 1 on fourth down. They had 377 total yards of offense with 201 through the air and 176 on the ground. 7 penalties for 44 yards with 2 interceptions, both of which were by Dre Greenlaw. What a game he had. What a game Scooter Harris had. Armon Watts continues. Really, I think Armon Watts is playing to get drafted. He looks really good. He looks really solid up front. But this Arkansas defense, like I said, I thought there would be something positive to take away from this game. There most certainly was. I think, again, they're building off of each performance. They're building off of what they did last week. Bama will be a blowout. There's no one's going to second-guess that. We get it. Arkansas's going to be lucky. I think they're right now a 35-point underdog. I would expect that to – I wouldn't be surprised to see that stretch to 40 points. But I don't know what to say about what they can do with Bama, what they can take away from the Bama game. Who knows? Maybe defensively they can stack up and play some pretty good football, at least for a half. But again, that's for Friday's video. We'll go into Alabama on Friday. Really impressed with how Arkansas played. Again, film room this week, there's a lot to take away, a lot of positivity to take away from that performance. Yes, it was a loss. Yes, I won't say that we're celebrating a 7-point loss, but at least there's some positivity to take away from that loss. Again, they grew a little bit. Their special teams still has trouble, but at the same time, they didn't finish too bad on special teams. I think they found their new punter. Their punt coverage has gotten much better. I'm going to say this. I do think they get another win this year. I think they're going to. I think they beat Tulsa, and they might sneak one SEC victory out. I don't think it's crazy to say this team could wind up with 4 wins. I mean, I don't think that's crazy now to say. I'm not saying that that's what happens. Right now, I think they finished probably 3-9. 2-10. Who knows? Anything's possible. We still got a long road ahead. There's still a lot of football left to be played. But yeah, I'm going to hang. Right now, I've got them. I think they'll finish at least 2-10. But I don't think it's crazy to say maybe they find a way to get a couple more wins. We had a lot to unpack in this one, but I want to thank you guys so much for being patient. But that's going to do it for the video. Thank you guys so much. Remember to like, comment, share the content that you just watched. And, of course, if you haven't already, feel free to tap the subscribe button down below. Check out all the links in the description box. And we'll see you guys again later this week. Be good. Go Hogs.